Hello everyone! This is a Pouncing Cat, and welcome to a Minecraft video. I am here today for a special reason. I am back in my Building with Pouncing world, but as you may already be able to tell, there are some things different. One of those things is probably you can tell by my skin. And as many of you know already, the only reason why I use this skin is because my skin is not available on Bedrock, which means I've transported this Building with Pouncing world over to Bedrock Edition because I have just built a swimming pool, and now with the update Aquatic, of course we can swim in that pool. And I also kind of wanted to see what some of the things had changed out to be. So, one of these things is, I guess the doors are messed up because this is supposed to be where the knobs are both in the middle, so you would open it like a proper door, but instead they look funny, like this, when the hinges of that door are supposed to be on the other side, but it just doesn't work properly, and there's really no way to fix this, I've noticed, inside of Bedrock, and I don't know if it's a bug or like how on earth I'm supposed to fix it, because look at that. The hinges should be on the other side. Like, it's acting as though the hinges are on this side, but it's not working. So that's one of the things that I find quite strange. I'm gonna kind of be just taking a tour of the three things that I've built so far. And you can already kind of tell, like, by just the appearance of everything looks more saturated and the colors are like a lot nicer. In the other version, they're kind of like more smooth transitions, but like you can also tell if you come over here, these are kind of like flipped around. Like, I guess the item frame positions are different than they usually are. And there's also, like that trick where I put like the little pool sticks in here. Well, now that doesn't work. Signs are no longer tall enough to even do that. So there's also things like this. They surprisingly still work. The pillows, I'm actually quite surprised about that. Same thing with the doors over here. Those are messed up. I'll go back to that later because that was the whole reason why I came. I haven't really checked around this area, but I think that, yeah. So look, you can no longer like place picture frames and item frames like behind these. Like, they just break. I noticed that outside, right where I spawned. There's obviously the doors. Let's see, has anything changed in here? I'm not quite sure. I don't think that it has. But let's just kind of go around in the other direction. Let's see. So in here, I mean, there's some things that is like, once again, there's washer and dryer, so they don't work the same. Hello, Boots. The cats look bigger. They look like ginormous. I feel like they're a lot bigger because, like, Mittens is not that big, and nor is Socks. Like, they just look a lot bigger. Like, they all just, I don't know why, it's weird, they just all do. So there are some things, though, that I can actually do. Let me just try and find a water bucket. I don't know where any of these things are in this inventory. Where are water buckets? There they are. And I can like fill this in, make that like nice and updated. Like, there's some things like that, but like there's other things that are just kind of like taken away. As I've seen, like, these no longer look like pipes. They just look strange. These shulker boxes, because they're like almost too saturated. The treadmill no longer looks the same. I wonder, can I actually even... Okay, I can place them. I just can't have like signs because I have used that quite a few times, that little trick. Let's see. What else is different? This is just kind of, it's strange how like some things are new and they are nice, but like this door thing is just like weird. Why did I just grab some stone brick stairs? I don't know. Well, let's go over into the front of the house. It doesn't look very much different, except it does look like better with like the color scheme. But now let's go into cloud. As you can see already, the glass, like the black glass panes that I decided to use, the like edges are very defined. They're more defined than they usually are, so it looks pretty much like it's very difficult to see. Those kind of transferred over. The colors of like the text kind of transferred over quite well. These shulker boxes don't look as bad because you can't really see the edges. That all looks pretty much the same. Yeah, I think that this is pretty much as it was, just the colors are different because I didn't really use too many tricks with this. So let's go out of here. I think that the glass panes are just it, but I think it's just once again like the saturation of the colors. So we have all of that. But I mean, the main reason why I came here, as you can already tell by the title, is I wanted to go and take a swim for my pool. These doors are just like killing me. Like, why are they like this? Duh. So let's go outside using, once again, some more wonky doors, and we're gonna go back here. So now we have an actual pool that we can swim in, except I did realize, look at this. I was like, when I built this, I was like, oh, this has got to fix itself because it's Update Aquatic, it's Bedrock, it should be fixed. You know, like, there should not be these air bubbles. You shouldn't be able to create these anymore. Yet they are still here, and it's strange. I don't know why, but they are. There's also, we have our little farm over here. You know how I did like the item frames and stuff on these. They don't work anymore. We now have, this is pretty much all the same. It's just like a bunch of little like tips and tricks that I had. They no longer work. So if you are a Bedrock player, then do take notice of this video. Because there are many things that I have used in my videos and they don't work. Also, the visibility of this water has like changed dramatically. It's a lot brighter, it looks better, but it also is like where you still can't see very far, considering this is a very tiny pool. But these chairs, they're alright, you know, like, I mean, you can't necessarily do it properly. You can't really sit. Because also, if you look at this, I can't crouch underneath the water. And you can even hear, okay, I'm just going to press this once, my button to do it. I'm not pressing it again to sit back up. Because if I'm on land and I'm going like this, I just stay down, right? And then I have to click up again. But if I'm just like halfway in water, then it just like automatically sits me back up. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this is kind of like more of just fighting, like, I don't know if they're even bugs. I don't know if they're purposely trying to remove these. But I mean, there's some benefits, but it's basically just the water benefits. That's really it, because those are just the physics and stuff. Do I have fire spreads off on this version? My assumption is, otherwise those would be messed up. But I mean, you know, like, ground is something that I was talking about in the previous episode, where I was actually making this, and in the other version it kind of looked a little bit funny. But I mean, you see how it kind of looks now. It actually looks quite nice. The pool looks nicer because of the water, but I mean, I find that this is kind of like, when I entered, I was like, I had entered like right where I had saved the last video, which is right over here. And I saw just a bunch of hay bales and item frames on the floor, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm taking a whole tour of everything to see what's messed up now. So those are some changes that hopefully will be made in the future. But I mean, I think that honestly, the doors are just the worst. They just look bad. They just look utterly bad. But anyway, so this is just kind of in a short little video, kind of just showing you guys around the world and what it would look like if I would have built it in Bedrock. It was mainly just for the pool, but I mean, as you see, what has all happened. So, yeah, I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. And there will be a link in the description to the previous episode where I actually built this swimming pool in one whole episode. And there will also be a link in the description to the next episode of Building with Pouncing once it comes out, even though this wasn't really a full episode. This was just kind of like a little short thing, just kind of showing off the pool some more. So yeah, I mean, I hope that you all have enjoyed this episode, and I will see you later. Bye!